If you are having a flare-up right now, you might be wondering what is actually going on in my belly. Why does everything hurt? Why is my body reacting this way? In this video, I will walk you through what's happening inside your gut, how your immune system plays a role, and why the inflammation doesn't just stop on its own. My name is Jeroen Leduc, founder of Crohn Proof, a company I built from my own experience with Crohn's. Together with a team of therapists and nutrition specialists, we help people with Crohn's and colitis take back their health. Let's start at the beginning. If you're dealing with a flare-up, that means there's inflammation in your intestines. So it's happening in your gut, which is part of your digestive system. And when there's inflammation, your immune system is always involved. The inflammation you feel, that burning sensation, that pain, it is caused by your immune system. The main job of your immune system is to protect your body from outside threats, like bacteria, viruses, and other things you come across every day. If your immune system works properly, you hardly notice it. But when it gets overworked, because it's missing essential nutrients, or because it stays switched on all the time, it eventually gets overworked. And when it runs out of better options, it reacts with inflammation. Sometimes it even goes into overdrive, and that's when you get a flare-up. Your gut is part of your digestive system, and the goal of that system is to digest the food you eat, so the nutrients can be absorbed and used by your body. You can picture your digestive system as one long hollow tube, from your mouth to your butt. Just imagine that, one tube running straight through your body. Everything inside the tube, the food you just ate, but also the bacteria living in your intestines, it still is kind of in an in-between world. It's inside your body, but not yet part of your body. In a healthy situation, your body can precisely decide what to let in and what to keep out. The good stuff gets absorbed, and the rest, it leaves your body through your stool. There are millions of bacteria living in your gut, which is completely normal. This is what we call your gut flora or microbiome. It plays a big role in your health, especially when it comes to digestion and inflammation. We made a separate video about this, where I explain exactly what the microbiome does and why it matters. At the end of this video, I will link you to that one, so you can easily find it. Let's go back to your immune system. It is always on duty, keeping watch across your whole body. It is trained to recognize and respond to invaders, so you stay healthy. And especially in places where your body is exposed to the outside world, like your skin, lungs, mouth, and of course your digestive system, your immune system stays extra alert. Let's zoom in on the gut lining, because that's where it all happens. This is the place where nutrients are absorbed into your body, but it is also the place where your immune system comes face to face with everything in your gut. The good stuff and the bad. What does this mean? Your immune system sees the nutrients your body needs, like vitamins, minerals, and healthy fats, but also bits of food that haven't been fully digested yet. It sees helpful gut bacteria, the kind you want to keep, but also harmful bacteria that don't belong there. It sees pesticides, food additives and flavorings from processed foods, and sometimes even parasites or fungi that came in with your food. So your immune system has a big job to do. It has to constantly decide what is safe, what is dangerous, what can I let in, and what should stay out. This is why your gut lining is one of the most important checkpoints in your whole body. You can think of your immune system like a security team that patrols your body. When it's strong and has everything it needs, it works quietly in the background. It notices a problem and fixes it without causing too much stress. But when the system comes under pressure, because it's missing nutrients like vitamin D, because your microbiome is out of balance, you're dealing with chronic stress, or you're eating all day long without giving your gut time to rest, then things change. At some point, your immune system is forced to switch to an emergency program, not because it's better, but because there is no other option. Instead of working quietly and precisely with trained specialists, your body now calls in the backup team. These immune cells are less refined, and the moment they detect something suspicious, they react with force. They don't ask questions, they don't hold back, they fight by causing inflammation. And yes, that response can help in the short term, but it costs your body a lot more energy, and it causes more damage than necessary. The longer that emergency mode stays active, the worse it gets. More inflammation, more damage, and a higher risk of a full-blown flare-up. Your body is doing its best with what it has, but is running out of options. The immune system is tired and still it keeps going. Not because it wants to, but because it has no other choice. As long as nothing changes, it will keep fighting with the backup team, no matter the costs. Now that you understand what's happening inside your belly, how digestion works, what your immune system does, and why it sometimes flips into overdrive, it is time to zoom out. What influences this process? And more importantly, what can you do to ease the pressure and help your body recover? Your body has several ways to protect itself. And even though your microbiome isn't technically part of your body, it plays a key role in your health. These billions of bacteria, mostly in your large intestine, help you break down fiber. During this process of digesting fiber from fruits and vegetables, your gut bacteria make something called butyrate. And this is where things get interesting. More and more studies show that butyrate helps regulate the immune system. In other words, it helps calm things down. It reduces inflammation and feeds the cells that make up your gut lining. But if your microbiome, the bacteria living in your gut, go out of balance due to antibiotics, stress, or too many processed foods, this process starts to break down. And once the balance shifts, things can get tricky. First, it gets harder to keep your gut bacteria in balance, the right kinds in the right amounts. The bad ones start to take over, while the good ones get weaker because they no longer get the support they need. Second, butyrate works like a natural brake on inflammation. It helps keep your immune system in balance, especially in the ileum, the last part of your small intestine. And that really matters because that is the place where Crohn's disease often starts. When your body doesn't produce enough butyrate, those protective processes break down. And that might be one of the reasons why Crohn's can start in the first place. A disrupted mix of gut bacteria messes with your digestion, overstimulates your immune system, and before you know it, more symptoms, more reactions, and eventually inflammation that keeps getting worse. Fiber from fruits and vegetables are super important for your microbiome bacteria to do their job. If you don't get enough fiber, which is true for most people, this process doesn't work the way it should, and that makes you more vulnerable to conflict in your gut. But that's not all. Fiber also helps maintain another protective system in your gut, the mucosa. This is a layer of mucus that acts like a natural barrier between your gut lining and everything moving through your intestines, like food and bacteria. The thicker this mucus layer is, the better your body is protected. But the thinner it becomes, the more your immune system has to step in. Why? Because there is no longer a safe buffer zone. Now your immune system is in direct contact with everything in your gut, and that makes inflammation more likely. Let me give you a visual. Think of North and South Korea. On paper, they've been at war for decades. But because there's a buffer zone between them, where no one is allowed, things stay relatively calm. As long as that buffer exists, both sides can exist next to each other without it blowing up. That's exactly what your mucosa does, just on a microscopic level. It creates a buffer, a safe zone, and when the buffer disappears, the risk of conflict and therefore inflammation goes way up. Your microbiome, your gut lining, your immune response, they all work together. All these systems are connected, and when one of them starts to struggle, it puts pressure on the rest. That is how small imbalances can quietly build up over time, until one day it all becomes too much. Not out of nowhere, but after weeks, months, or even years of silent buildup. Your immune system snaps, and suddenly there is fire everywhere. Burning pain, exhaustion, and chaos in your gut. A full-blown flare-up. You might end up in the hospital where they give you medicine to shut down your immune system, because they think it's the problem. But your immune system isn't the bad guy, it is just doing its job, trying to protect you. It is not the cause, it's a symptom. A loud signal that many things are going wrong at the same time. Your body is missing key nutrients, your gut bacteria are out of balance, the mucosa, that thin protective layer, is weak, there is too much stress and not enough rest. What is really happening is that your immune system, even when everything is going wrong, is still trying to help you. It's doing its best to protect your body, to defend the border between what belongs inside and what doesn't. Things like food, good bacteria, bad bacteria, and all the other stuff. That is why your immune system is working so hard to guard that line, to keep you safe. And once you understand that, the real question becomes, where do you go from here? But here's the good news. It doesn't have to stay this way. There is a path back. Step by step, you can turn things around. Your body knows how to heal. It just needs the right support. There is more and more scientific evidence showing what does help. Vitamin D is super important. It helps your immune system calm down. Without enough vitamin D, your immune system stays in backup mode. Loud, messy, and full of inflammation. But with the right amount, it goes back to doing its real job, quietly fixing problems before you even notice them. You can test your vitamin D levels with your doctor or with a simple home test. Personally, I keep mine between 80 and 100. And did you know, recent studies show people with IBD who eat more fruits and vegetables have fewer flare-ups. Why? Because fiber feeds the good bacteria in your gut, and those bacteria turn it into butyrate, a key substance that helps keep your gut in balance. Butyrate also shapes your microbiome. It influences which bacteria grow and how many there are, leading to even more butyrate, which makes the mucus layer stronger and helps your immune system calm down. It's a powerful cycle, and it all starts with fiber. But if you're not used to eating a lot of fruits and veggies, start slow. The bacteria in your gut follow what you eat. So when you change your food, they need time to catch up. If your gut is inflamed right now, steam or boil your veggies first. That makes them easier to digest and less likely to cause trouble. Always listen to your body. Pay attention to what feels right, and sometimes even the smallest step makes the biggest difference. Would you allow me a small request at the end of this video? I create these videos with care to help you and others like you understand what is really going on in your gut and how to rebuild your health. Together we can spread this knowledge and help more people find hope and direction. Do you know someone who might need this? Please send them this video and like this channel so YouTube will show it to others who need it too. Do you want to learn more about what you can do to reduce your symptoms and prevent the next flare-up? Then download our app and start the First Aid in Flare-Up program today. We guide you step by step through the possible causes of a flare-up and show you what you can do to support your body. And if it doesn't help within 30 days, you get your money back, no questions asked. Would you rather get personal support? That is possible too. You will find everything about our one-on-one coaching on the website. The link is right below this video. And as promised, here are the 2 videos that go perfectly with what you learned today. First, the video about the microbiome, where I explain what lives and moves inside your gut and why these gut bacteria are so important for your health. And the practical video with natural steps you can take during a flare-up, where I walk you through the things you can do right now to help calm your belly. That's it for today, my kings and queens. Let's spread the word. Together we can reach more people struggling with IBD. I am here to support you on your journey to healing. Let's get your shit together.